What is up? What's going on, family? Johnny here from JohnnyLynon.com. And I just want to welcome you guys to the latest video where I want to walk you guys through the process of building wealth using the VA loan. This is for all my veterans out there. Sorry, my busy professionals that I love to work with and help you guys out. But this one is all about the VA loan and using your VA loan to start building wealth. Whether you're just getting started in the military, your military career, or you could be, already separated, you have your veteran status, and you're looking to use your VA loan benefits because so many people fail to realize that the VA loan benefits that they have, where they can purchase a home with 100% financing with no money down. 100% financing, no money down. And guess what? And you don't have to have perfect credit. I've had lenders tell me that they are doing VA loans as low as 580 credit scores, y'all. You don't have to have perfect credit. So look at how you can leverage this asset to start building wealth for you and your family. So with no further ado, let's jump into the latest article that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. It just helps you learn how to maximize your VA loan and start that whole process. Because as veterans and real estate military members, we focus on the mission so much, but at the same time, we have to try to fight and keep that balance where we're thinking about the long game, thinking about once we leave service, whether we're fortunate enough to be blessed to stay 20 years, 20 plus years and retire, or if we leave early. And what does that look like? How can we leverage the VA loan to start building wealth? Because it is extremely powerful. For those that have been following me, you know my story. I started using my VA loan from buying one side of a duplex to starting to buy a HUD foreclosure with my next PCS move. Thereafter, 2.5 years later, I moved again, and guess what? I bought another HUD foreclosure, and then in 2013. Then after that, we did a fix and flip project where we renovated the home. Then we eventually we purchased it and did the after a remodel and used the FHA product. And then come full circle 2020 when we made our next move that we bought another bank foreclosure, this time using our VA loan. And so the strategy has been extremely lucrative over the years as I moved around with my career and allowed me to build up equity in these properties and to get started because I wasn't wealthy. Did come from a silver spoon, and so didn't have a lot of money for down payment, but I was able to buy these assets and buy with equity from day one, finding the foreclosures. And from there, just going in, turning them to rental properties as we moved out of the area, then reused it again. Because then, a lot of people don't realize you can use your VA loan more than one time. So let's with that, going into step one, understand your VA loan entitlement. That's number one. You got to understand the rules of the game. You got to understand where you are in regards to your entitlement and understand that your entitlement is simply it's a guarantee that allows you to buy a home with no money down and no private mortgage insurance. That's the big one, no private mortgage insurance, because usually if you don't have 20% equity in the property, the lender is going to require you to carry that private mortgage insurance if you up until you have at least 20% equity, and some loans won't even let you take the PMI off ever. But that's kind of as an insurance policy in case you go into foreclosure, bankruptcy, where they can be made whole, and that kind of buys your insurance policy, if you will. So right now in 2024, the VA loan limit for most counties is 726,000, but it can reach up to north of $1 million, almost 1.1 million in high cost areas like San Francisco and Washington D.C. I'm in the Washington D.C. metro area, and you have that jumbo loan that can get you into larger properties just because it's more expensive in this area. But the thing is, you have to understand it. And the way to find out about your entitlement is start working with a mortgage broker or mortgage professional that can help you understand how much purchasing power you have just based off your income that you have today and your debts that you have, but then also understanding how much entitlement that you have. So now you can put your strategy in place on what type of real estate you're going to go out and purchase. Step two, consider what assets you want to buy. I say asset because you can buy single families and you can also buy multifamily properties with your VA entitlement. And that's one thing I didn't know early on in my career, that I could buy all the way up to a 4 unit. So you can buy a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex using a VA loan. As long as you live in one of the units for at least 1 year, you can 100% buy one of those properties. No pun intended, but 100% financing, and you can do it. And go in, and the big thing with it is you just got to understand where are these properties at, what type of areas. For me, I didn't know about. I was able to, to buy these properties with multi-units. So one of the things that I saw was, okay, let me, instead of just buying a house 100% financing, that's all good and dandy, but like, let me look, can I buy foreclosures? And I could. And so when I started researching that, and I'm like, okay, now I can have instant equity, especially with the foreclosures. We're talking 2011, then 2013, 2017, and 2020. So we're always able to look back to '07. What did this house sell for at the top of the market? '06, '07. What was the value of these homes then? Now, when we look at, hey, we're buying it for this much today, it's going to eventually get back there or surpass those amounts. Is this a good investment buying at this price, at the foreclosed price? And of course, the answer was a a resounding yes each time. And so look at the best strategy for you. I had a client that just bought a 4 unit in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he had the lot was large enough where he actually had room to build 6 more units on top of the 4 units that he bought that was less than a year old, new construction, granite countertops. Each unit had a one-car garage. Phenomenal property. Purchase price was a little bit north of $1 million. Still fits within the jumbo loan status. And guess what? He's getting over $6,000 a monthly passive income for those other 3 units. If he moves out in a couple years out of that 4th unit, it's going to be bringing in over $8,000 a month to cover his mortgage, taxes, and insurance. A great investment, 100% financing. All he had to pay was his closing costs, and that's it. And so that's the opportunity that's there. So definitely look at opportunities in your area where you can get into maybe a 4 unit next time you PCS. Maybe you're coming out of technical school, or you're coming out of basic training. You may want to wait a while, maybe wait till your second assignment, get everything going, get your income coming up, and look for those opportunities, those deals, and become an instant landlord with buying multi units using your VA loan. And from there, step three, analyze the market. It starts with the numbers, it starts with the data. You need to make an informed and educated decision. You have to understand how real estate works, how the market trends work, how everything is happening in your area. Where are the jobs going? Where's the best side of town? Where are the good schools at? Where are new construction, where fix and flippers at, where are the areas that they're congregating to and turning over houses. These are the same areas that you want to buy and own in, because it allows you, excuse me, it allows you to be able to come in and ride the wave of appreciation, ride the wave of progress in that area, because you own in the same location where new development is happening, where good schools are, because that's where people want to be at, where new jobs are at. And so you want to analyze your market, find the best area for you. Look at the rental income potential, because you know you're going to leave there. What are the rents in the area currently? And you want to know the overall economic health of the area. Great markets across the U.S. When we start talking about co-located with military bases, and you start looking at the resiliency of the area, because guess what? The federal government isn't going bankrupt. It's not going out of business. And most of the contractors in the industrial complex that supports the military bases is extremely resilient. You have multi-year contracts. Things don't happen. Bases rarely shut down. And so when you start looking at areas like Hampton Roads, Virginia, you look at Columbus, Georgia, you look at Fayetteville, North Carolina, Clarksville, Tennessee, El Paso, Texas, Killeen, Texas. Where else? Where are some of the Air Force? Dayton, Ohio is a great Air Force market. You look at also the DC area is really good. Some opportunities here. If you kind of look and know how to look in the area, I love Montgomery, Alabama, where we had 2 Air Force bases there in that market. Huntsville with Redstone Arsenal is a great location. And then you have more out there on the West Coast as well too. It's a little bit more expensive, but areas everywhere. You got Tinker in Oklahoma City. You have multiple bases. The industrial complex is huge in San Antonio, Texas, is a great area as well too. And you can look at other areas where you have military bases. Colorado Springs is another one. Denver is another one. So just look for these areas as you're going through your career and looking for opportunities where you can have strong rental income to keep your asset moving forward. Step four, leveraging your network and resources. This has been by far the number one game changer in my journey. To have over 120 units, to have over a $14 million portfolio value, that my network has taken me to the next level in regards to lenders, private investors, individuals that I didn't know when I started my journey, but got out here meeting, whether it's in partners, private money individuals, private equity funds that work with veterans. and being in communities like REI Genius, that I founded a couple years ago, where we bring together a strong network of individuals that's focused on building wealth and having that knowledge, the meetups, the information with, whether it's the, people in my network that come in and we're talking about estate planning, the real estate tax law. We're looking at wealth advisors. We're also looking at different opportunities for estate planning, where you have attorneys that's kind of putting the trust thing together, where you could be a good steward of everything that you have. But looking at the insurance as well too, kind of having a holistic approach to wealth. And it all starts with your network and having the right people in your corner that know what they're doing, that are professionals, that can help you take your wealth building journey to the next level. And so, without a doubt, being able to have that network and partners to get deals done, to bring deals to you, to find deals, that your network is truly your net worth. And the more that you foster it, the better off that you'll be. Step 5, you want to get pre-approved. Go talk to your mortgage professional. Send me a DM, shoot me a message if you need some referrals. But find a mortgage broker that works with VA loans. I'll tell you my secret that's out there, whereas that you can get your, because a lot of times you hear people say, I can't get my VA loan offer accepted. There's ways that you can do that. That's the secret sauce that I can share, that I found and talk with other people that have made it successful with being able to get their VA loan and having the right strategy. And so being able to have that acceptance is the meaning, it separates you from getting your offer accepted to others not. And so that's the thing that you want to do. You want to get pre-approved. You want to know how much house you can buy, how much, 2, 3, 4 unit you can buy, so you can know what your budget is and know that you got to take action. You want to get pre-approved before you start shopping. You want to have that in your back pocket when you submit your offer, so they know they can take you serious. And that's something that the real estate agent or broker is going to be looking for. So you want to make sure that you work with somebody that's experienced, where you can make sure you get the deal done. Because I've had some, loans with the VA. It's already complex enough dealing with the VA loan process. But then you want to make sure you have somebody experienced, because you may have to get into situations that I've been in that we probably could avoid it with the right lender. Whereas that I had Wells Fargo walk away from a loan like a week before closing, just like we can't get it done. Then we ended up going with another lender that magically got it done in less than 2 weeks, literally less than 14 business days. This next lender took our package and got the loan funded. But for what that Wells Fargo took 7 weeks to figure out they couldn't get done. Or they didn't want to get done. So that's a whole nother story. But other lenders that were phenomenal, where we refinanced the existing VA loan, put it into a conventional loan product, where we could actually use our VA entitlement again to buy another HUD. Where actually it was funny enough, it was a Wells Fargo foreclosure that we were able to buy and get that done. But that was we had A+ lender that knew what they were doing and knew how to make everything work with everything, and it was phenomenal. And so having the right lender is critical to you being successful with being able to buy those assets when they present themselves. Then step 6, this is it. This is the finished part. Close the deal, get it closed, get it done, and continue to build wealth. Live in a house, do some renovations, some improvements, get ready for when you're gonna rent it out and you move into your next duty station. Or you may be moving across town if you're already a veteran and for another job or whatever it may be. Where now it's a true rental, is building wealth, is building up the wealth that you're looking to go forth with long term. And that's one of the things. A lot of people say that owning a single family residence isn't an investment, it's a liability. Yeah, but guess what? With us as military members, when we're coming in, we already know we're leaving out. And so going in with the end in mind, knowing it's going to be a good rental for you, a great rental for you in the front end, and make sure your buy right sets you up for building wealth long term, especially when you got no money out of pocket. That now you're talking about getting an infinite return. And so that's the critical part with this. When you're using it the right way and letting time take over 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some people are like, hey, I buy a property every time I move locations. This is how you build wealth. Don't let anyone tell you different. Home ownership is the linchpin to building wealth. Because guess what? The Federal Reserve wants to keep inflation at 2%. 2% over 10 years, that means a dollar is going to be worth 20% less than it is today. 20 years, it's going to be 40% less than it is. So guess what? It's going to take more of those dollars that's losing value to buy your real estate asset. Guess what? Rents are still going to be going up. In 2004, where were rents at? Were they higher or lower than they are today? All right. 2010, was rents higher or lower than they are today? In 2020, were rents higher or lower than they are today? 2030, do you think rent's going to be cheaper than it is today, or is it going to be higher? If you think it's going to be higher, then you probably should be investing in real estate. So if you're a veteran, use your VA loan. You have it out there. Go to the link down below. Check out the article to get more information, more details. Go to my website. I have a lot of free resources out there that will help you guys level up and leverage your VA loan to start building wealth. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, the like button, comment down below if you've used house hacking, using your VA loan, buying foreclosures or multi-unit. Share your story down below to inspire someone else. And would love to hear back from you guys on more content that you would love for me to share with you about my business, how we do real estate investing, virtual across the U.S., primarily in the Southeast, Alabama, the Florida region, and how we continue to build wealth while serving active duty Air Force. Let's go and let's make some equity happen together, y'all. Peace. See you on the next video.